call Mr. Ibe Williams. We would like to know, just as I've said before, it's all about noise. It's all about noise. And to what I must confess. If you ask, you understand. Even the person I'm supporting, if you ask majority like 90% who are supporting him, ask them their particular reason. They don't really have any reason, but they support because the noise, people chant about the name. You understand? So yes. The same thing as others. And some will be shouting at Kudulule, some will be shouting Jagaban, some will be shouting Obi here and there. But we want to know actually what your candidates, Omoyele Sowore, what are the strategic plan? What does it have for Nigeria? What is the vision it carries? What you as well have interest in it?
Good evening. I hope you can hear me clear. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
My interest in Omoyele Sowore and the party started about I think before the last election. I saw how he left here because like me, I cannot do what he did. So I saw somebody that really wanted to do something to help his country. So we have been supporting in different ways, And my reason is that I see that they have a kind of vision for the people, to try and change, especially the mentality. Some people even mock me because I will admit, you see the new trend, OP and all, you see a lot of crowd. When you see us, maybe very few. So people laugh at me about it. I always tell them that I know we need majority to win the vote, but what people don't really understand is that it's about a revolution, but not that kind of thing. It's about, it might not even be Sowore that will be president of Nigeria. You understand? It might not be Obi, but we just want at least somebody with a different kind of mentality to manage this current situation. You understand? So that is my interest. But some people think, he must be president. I don't care if he's even president, but we just want a change. So that's why we criticize this and that. It's not because maybe we hate one or two persons, just so that the people think in some other way, not that regular way. So that's my interest. I see that you have a vision that is very different from the regular politicians.
Thank you very much. Can we know about the vision? Can you share more light about it? Like what the vision actually does about? What are the things you are that yes, Mr. Aki will become the president of this nation today? This is exactly what we start.
First, I believe that he can bring a change, especially what he normally stresses about this power. We have been hearing this megawatts and all these things from Basanjo and the rest. You understand? How even Germany here, the last minister also came for Sergeant or that's one contract. We hear stories, but we have another kind of reason about that. How he will make greed not accessible. He talked about cow dung. I never heard that till I heard it from him and I researched. There are new ideas that they have. That if he have that, because you can't just be doing it as a normal citizen like that. It's just when you are there, you now direct the people. So these are some of the, and there are a lot of things like about school. When you talk of school, all this why I say we don't have good schools. I see people on the streets, out of school kids. So we need more schools. But when I heard him talk about something else, that that even these kids, it's good to build schools, but there are other ways you can still do it. That a child from Nigeria can be plugged in. You see, I'm talking to you now from Germany here, and you see it. But why are we not using it? In case before we even build the class, there are other ways we can do. We have good electricity, good network. We can immediately. That's why sometimes they will believe it's not possible, but it's possible. We can immediately, even if it's under a tree, but they are learning inside the head, at least as in short term, immediately before you are not doing other things. So some of these kind of ideas, for me personally, I like to learn. I hear it and I see it. And if I listen to most other candidates or people, they talk about, we'll build 4 blocks, 5 blocks. It is good to build, but they don't have these ideas that are very different that we see it here, it's normal. So these are the really things that attracted me to him, and I talk about him and the real thing I want to point out is that people think we are desperate. The truth is that we are not that desperate. Maybe he must be president.
My next question here is I want to shift to the aspect of the structural.
Yeah.
Mr. Sowore has been clamoring for revolution now, revolution now. What is his stance about restructuring? Does he have any plan to involve restructuring when he got there, or what? What is his view about restructuring? Is restructuring part of the solution of the revolution is campaigning for?
Yes, that's part of it. The restructuring is in the plan, but not the normal regular one, because if some people hear about restructuring, they will just say, oh, they do this, they do that. How these people, our analog people, thought about that restructuring. But the kind of way he's talking about is restructuring, it's not really that way. It's like you can restructure, but in a very modern way, in another kind of way that, like all the state police and the rest, he's in support of that. And even to change the constitution, as in not as a dictator. You ask the people, because there are a lot of things. Restructuring is there, people are agitating, you understand? So all this, and even inside his own manifesto about restructuring, that people, you ask the people what they really want, you talk with them. Even people that say they want another country, you sit them down, they will decide. In his time, for example, he's the president, it's possible that's when Nigeria can even break. Not that we want it, but we wanted that people should have a voice. Is it really about the people? All these things is must pass through the people, because when people say, oh, he will be a dictator, these things he will listen and bring it to the people. There will be like a referendum and things like that. The feedback, you work with it. There is possibility that if people want the restructuring, is there, but you don't just put it to them. You let them accept it. They accept it. They agree. Then it will go. It's part of it. To answer your question, it's part of the manifesto.
Is it not that easy for him, at least maybe to be quiet for a while or to step down? What is the mission behind this force that is making him to continue more and more? I want to know.
Yeah, the same thing that I've observed with him is that it's a long time he's been in this kind of thing. Even in the military time, he always said in his interview, but people joke about it. But I can remember I was young. I have to go pick my kid's sister when I saw people on the streets for IBB time. I grew up now to know him, and I said, these are the people that were. You understand? So he's somebody that don't just give up. Even me, I will not lie, with what I've seen. Just as you said, they shot at him. He go for Nnamdi Kanu, this thing. They will attack him. There's a lot from the government, from people, and he's still standing. The thing is that he's somebody that don't just give up like that. Like me, for example, it's by now we expect him to at least to go see his family, go back. These people are want to kill, but he's somebody that is resolute. And this is even why I believe in what he can do. Because if he's there tomorrow, just as you say, me during all this time, so people don't understand. For example, it happens, he wins, he's a president. You will see me on Facebook, I will criticize him. It's not really, some people think, oh, I'm so obsessed. Nay, I will still criticize him. So it's that person that I've seen, not because he just talked. I watch consistently. Like what you observe now, there are even deeper things. Like I know that's happening, but this guy will stand, he don't care. Those kind of people, I don't think they are so common if you look around. So this is why I believe that not only he can represent us as Nigeria, even like us, we get disrespect here in Europe. So I believe somebody like that, when he's there, even disrespect here will reduce too. You understand? So I don't think he can stop. Nobody can tell him to. Maybe he can pause. I hope he can pause a little bit. You understand? But to stop, I don't think that's possible.
There are a lot of rumors that those who are behind your candidates, Sowore, they are like that majority are even cultists. How do you want us to know about that?
Okay, they say majority, the people that are behind him, right?
Yes. I may have the reason. I may not the reason, but I want you to talk about that.
That is, you mean the people like us that support, or some of those like are here? So people say Tinubu is sponsoring him too.
Especially to you that are supporting him.
No, that is, he's even an anti-cultist that fought in the university against cultism. So for that, first of all, so it got him even into trouble. So because they see, sometimes they will see Beret and all that. These are the things people don't understand. Majority, do you know that in this AAC party, I think he's even the oldest, 51. It's about the youth. You understand? Those things they shout on TV will give you the chance. Check the other parties. You see old men leading youth. But we are already practicing it. He's 51. I think he's even the oldest. The other people are almost 20. Even if you don't have money now, the forms are free. This is why you see people there, people that are really oppressed. You see them, maybe they fly out this way, they do it. That's mixed. That's just the common man in the streets. It's very accessible. So it is not like that at all. That's even me. It's not so. So because they see those kind of people around, most things are voluntary people and really oppressed people. So they are seen around him. So people will think these are either touts or this or that, but it is not so. He just want to show that thing that they say later does tomorrow. And in that part, you don't need money to buy a form. It is free. If you have this thing, you can say I want to be counselor, then you take the form. The form is free because they don't expect youth without job to get money. So we started from even inside. Because a lot of people are very brilliant, but they don't have the chance to get 100 million for forms. But in AAC, you can go, they are free. The form is free. So this is why you see people like that. People can make it up. They'll say, okay, have a called name. That's not even the issue. The real cultists are in Senate and Sowore, the real ones. When they even see that hand, some people don't understand that is freedom hand. They think it in another way. And even that color, that thing was decided within us, not even Sowore. During those times, you just need to, all these things are from the people. This is just the truth, from the people. So I'm not surprised maybe people are thinking it one way or the other. Nay, it's not like that. Nay. It is just okay. If we have a red one and they'll say it's behaving like Malema or so, or this guy of Uganda, Bobby Wine. So we just came out with a pink that is neutral, and that one is this freedom hand you see there for freedom, and there's nothing else about it. And you must not even wear it if you don't mind. It's not really about that. It is really the real thing is about. See, maybe I use this for you to tell people don't get it when you see me right. Just as I said, this man is not desperate to be president. He just wants the people to wake up. If they wake up now, Nigeria is good. This guy will go back to America, leave people. It doesn't really care about those things. So you want the mind people to start thinking. You understand? To disrupt the politics. If you follow him when he came to America, when he started, he said he has come to disrupt it. Just to disrupt it so that it's not as business as usual. He's one of the most common man that is contesting. That you can say 4 candidates, they will count him without money. It's with this our little generation. You can see if people put eye down very well, you can observe one pattern. He don't really have money, but you can still manage to hear his name. You ask me where are the other people that have been there? So that one alone is a little bit revolutionary, but people don't take note of it. So anyway, maybe when we talk, we can really talk better. There are a lot of things,